It's always the same. When you're about to start a video, you've got some pikey outside and a beat up Ford Transit Luton style van with a blown exhaust making a pure arse race. So anyway, I think he's switched the tractor off now. Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. I know the videos haven't been coming out as regular as I'd like them to be, but I've just been really busy. One of the things I've been busy with is I've been trying to convert my Clarke 135 TE to take the Euro style torches. I'll just let you see the welder now. That's the welder there. I've had that little welder for about 3 or 4 years now, possibly longer actually, and I must say I've had no problems with it. It's been a fantastic machine, really good. But I've been trying to convert the tips on this to take Euro fittings, or whatever they're called. It's basically that style there. As you can see, they just slot over the top, and the same with the spot weld bit as well. And these ones, unfortunately, they just screw on and off. And as you can see there, they're not that great. So what I've been doing is I've been trying to modify the swan neck so that I can take these, but I must admit I haven't been having much success. This is a style here that would accept the Euro style or the MB15 nozzles. And that's the second one that I've broke. And what I basically done was I cut the swan neck. I should have the old one kicked about in here somewhere. Cut the swan neck. It's in here. As you can see there, I went and cut that. Tapped the inside of this so that it would fit on there nicely, but it was still leaking. Gas was still leaking at the bottom here, hence how you can see the white tape that I put on it to try and help seal it, but it wasn't working right. So in the end I gave up with that idea. There's another way I could modify it. I've seen the kits on welding forums and on eBay. You can actually buy a Euro style torch and convert your existing welders, but I really don't have the time for that, and electrics isn't my strong point. So rather than go down the conversion route with this, I just bought another swan neck and liner, fitted it back in. I've got a new shroud for it as well. So I'll probably end up selling the 135 TE. Anyway, this is the latest purchase. It's a Sealey supermig 180. It's a little bit heavy for what I'm going to be running it. But the way I've seen it, it's future proof. I'll obviously need to upgrade the electrics in the garage if I want to use it on its maximum setting, which is a plan that I do want to execute, but obviously not at this moment in time. Apparently it'll run fine on lower settings, which is what you really need for welding panels on the car. So I picked it up on Gumtree, and let's just say it's brand new, and it didn't cost me a lot of money. It really didn't. So the boys never used it, and the guy seemed decent enough, you know, and we made a little deal, and I got that. And the beauty with it, it's got the Euro style torch, and as you can see there, that's never ever been used, and spares for these are relatively inexpensive compared to the Clarke welder. And while I was out picking this welder up, I popped into Machine Mart, bought another roll of welding wire. Bloody dropped it. Should be okay. And I picked up a new helmet as well. So yeah, it's hopefully going to be better than my old helmet. I've had the old helmet for years, and I could barely see out it. So yeah, I got that, and the chap that I got the welder from kindly threw in this little regulator. You don't get the little gauge with it, unfortunately, but it's a spare regulator. I could maybe even give that away with the welder when I sell it, if I do decide to sell it. So yeah, that's the Sealey supermig there. So let's get it fired up and see how it runs. Right, that's the gun wired up, and that seemed pretty straightforward. So now it's a matter of hooking up the gas bottle and seeing if that works. So far so good. Take that off. Now that looks different. That's fitting there. Imagine that's what that hose is for. Right, my first issue. That's the hose that goes into the back of the MIG here. And this fitting that I've got here is for the hobby welder, with a little plastic pipe. You push it in there. Clearly that's not going to fit in there. And also, if I was just to cut a little piece off the plastic pipe, it still wouldn't work because the two bores are different. But the guy gave me a regulator with this welder. Let's have a look. He gave me this. Now this should hopefully come with the fitting that I need. That looks like it there. Right, it looks like I'll have to use this regulator in the meantime until I get an adapter for this, because clearly that's not going to fit on there. And then enough of that side. Because this is what I need. That would go in there. That would go into the hose. Like so. But that obviously won't fit on there. Let's get a spanner and get this off. Yeah, that's a totally different fitting. Put that screw into there. Not a screw in there, but I've got a funny feeling that still won't fit in there because it's too small. Small. I'll need to put some thread lock back in there. That's a different thread. Totally different. Right, abandon that. We'll just use this regulator at the moment. Right, we've established that I'm going to have to use this regulator just now because this fitting here is no good. Shame because I like this regulator, and but yeah. But anyway, I'm only testing it at the moment. Tomorrow I will nip up to the welding shop and get the proper pipe for it, because I do like that regulator, because you can see how much is in the bottle and how much is your air displacement is, or your gas displacement is, when you're running the welder, so you can get the setting just right. So we'll whip this off, make sure that's closed. It is. We'll probably still get a hiss because this regulator is charged. Put that down gently, you don't want to break them. Right, now to work out how that goes, I take it that will go in there, like so. Yep, that will go in there. Right, okay. I'll screw this into the bottom, turn it around so you can see it. Just as well that chap gave me that, or I would have been absolutely snookered. Well, not absolutely, but you know what I mean. It would just mean further delays. Right, and we'll pop that in there. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this regulator setup. I mean, there is provision there for a meter, and it does tell you in the box that you can get one. But it's not what I like. I like to see how much is in the bottle as well. That's that one. I'll nip this up as well. Put a spanner on that. Yep. I'll just give that a little nip. Right, this hose here, and I'll fit in the back of the welder, like so. And that one will obviously go in there. Like so. inside, I think. Finally the chain, let's get the chain round it. Righty-ho, that's that fairly secure. It's in. Let's test the bottom, make sure it's not leaking. Well, so far so good. I don't hear any leaks, I don't hear any gas either, unless it has to be on. Yeah, it has to be on, that's just too much. Right, that's good. There's gas coming out of that. There's gas coming out of that, and so is the wire. So what I'll do is I'll just change this, take this nozzle off it, and then put the right nozzle on it. And we can do our first practice weld. Right, I'll spin the camera around and we'll get some practice welds going here. These welds here were practice welds when I modified the Clarke welder to Euro style. These beads here are not too bad, but that was a spot weld one, and I don't know how well that'll pick up on camera, but see, they're too pointed, and that's no good at all. You want that to be quite flat, similar to this one here. That's no good. So let's crack this up and put a weld on it. Never there. I could probably crank that up to number 4. Let's see how that goes. That one there, that's set to number 4, and that's a beautiful weld. And the penetration at the back. So yeah, very happy with this. Now here again, very happy with this welder, and I'm looking forward to using it now. So there we are, that's the new welder, and I'm very pleased with it. I really am. Practically stole it. So yeah, hopefully that's going to be a good investment, and I'll have lots of fun with it and crack on with this project, as well as Annie, the Mini 30. So all I've got to do now is get a new hose for the regulator, and that'll be that MIG done. So I'll get that sorted tomorrow, and I've obviously got to buy some sheet steel. I've totally ran out. That little bit that I was welding there, that's the last of my scraps, so I really need to buy another sheet of the stuff and use that for the car. So just before I go, I'll give you a little update on Annie. Right, the latest with Annie, excuse the mess, I know it's abysmal, it really is, but if you can see what I've got to work with, not a lot of room in here, so I am going to have to have a major clean up, because there's no room in here. I'm going to have to try and do something with this racking as well, because it's just taking up space, but I need the space, you know, so I'm going to have to try and maybe think of a better solution, maybe get some wall units or something, so I can keep the floor clear. Anyway, Annie. This is Annie's radius arm. Well, it's actually, the radius arm actually belongs to Angus, but I've changed this stub axle pin. Here's the old one. Here's the old one here. Right, this stub axle, that's brand new. I've changed it, as you can see, nice and shiny. The old one, I damaged it, as you can see there, that slice mark in it. I cut that with a grinder. I'm trying to take the hub off it, or the bearing anyway. The bearing, one of the bearing casings was stuck on it, and I should have just drifted the bearing off, because it actually came off relatively easy, but I decided to cut it and cut into the stub axle. It was a pain to change, I must admit. I broke the end of it. What you can see here, that should be on the end, but because of the shape of this radius arm, it was hard to get the right pressure, the right downward pressure on the bolt or on the stub to press it out. So what I done was I pressed it out in reverse, so used this part to rest on the metal blocks, and then I just drove it out down the way, and obviously burst the collar off it. But it done the trick, it pushed it all the way out nice and easy, and then reverse fitting, it went in that way and it just sunk all the way in until it was seated. So I've got my mate Dave to thank for that, over at the Scottish Vintage Bus Museum. The guys let me borrow their press, and at the same time I got a shot of some of their old buses, which was good. Some of them now that are that old, it brings back memories when I first started. But hey ho. So that's the update with Annie and her radius arm. All I've got to do now is drift out these bushes, or the roller bushes and the brass bush, ream it, and then fit the new pin, which is over here and amongst this pile. Here they are up there. So yeah, and then I can start rebuilding the subframe on Annie. And there's other radius arm there. That stub axle's okay, although I do have a new stub axle for it, so it's a spare. Worth noting with these stub axles as well, guys, they're handed. So if you ever do have to change a stub axle on your radius arm, make sure that you get the right one, because when I bought this I never gave it a thought. I bought a stub axle thinking that it was for I think it was the driver's side of the car, and then later discovering it was for the other side, or vice versa, whatever side this radius arm's for. And it wasn't until I compared it against the other one that I realised that I'd made a mistake. So if you ever do have to change a stub pin, make sure you get the right side, you know, or just buy two, one each, that way you can't go wrong. So yeah, that's where we are. Apologies for the mess. It is going to get cleaned up. I'm going to clean that up right now and shuffle things about, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye for now. Amendment 2.0. Thanks to Mark Piper and Daniel Hardy for kindly pointing out that I had the spool in upside down the wrong way. I was just that keen to get the welder up and running, so that's probably why. But thanks again, guys. I really appreciate your feedback. That's what this is all about, you know, helping each other out. Anyway, TTFN.